welcome to K-Pop Miles in Life with Cheese, the podcast for all my fellow late blooming fangirls, non-athlete runners, and those who feel like the clock is ticking as we inch closer to 30. I'm Cheese, your host, and here we will talk about everything from my sudden K-pop obsession to my running journey. Yes, I used air quotes because running is hard when you are not a natural athlete. And the ever-present feeling that life is speeding up while we are just trying to catch our breath. Whether you're training for your first 5 kilometer or staying up late to catch the latest K-pop news, or you're just vibing through the uncertainty of turning 30, you are in the right place. Let's dive into this whirlwind life together. Well, today's mini episode is all about introducing who I am. Specifically, the beautiful, chaotic journey of a corporate girly who's got less than 2 years left before the big 3-0. And of course, spoiler alert, she's also a late bloomer fangirl and a non-athlete runner. Yup, you heard it right, I am a non-athlete runner. Now, some of you might be curious how I came up with the title K-Pop Miles and Life with Cheese. I use that title because it clearly describes who I am. A K-pop fangirl, a non-athlete runner, and someone who is turning 30 in less than 2 years. Now, this podcast will have 3 full episodes, which we will be talking about being a fangirl, to being a runner, and to being almost 30. So let's break the episodes down. One episode will be titled Cheese Chats, as suggested by my good friend Lara, wherein we would be talking about the life of a corporate girly turning 30s. So we're gonna talk about life. First of all, can we just talk about the fact that adulting hits differently when you've been clocking in for work for like a decade already? Or you spent most of your 20s grinding away, learning office policies, mastering the art of pretending to care in meetings. And then suddenly you're like, what am I doing with my life? What's my passion? Do I even have one? Do I even have a hobby outside my Excel spreadsheets? Do I even have a life outside work? We're gonna talk about those things. And before you know it, you're just scrolling through your Pinterest, having those brilliant ideas in mind on how you would be celebrating your perfect 30th birthday. When in fact, you're just a tired mid-adult, young adult, and you just want to take a rest. But guess what? We corporate girlies, we're resilient. We know how to throw together a killer PowerPoint and also find the best piece of fare deals for a weekend getaway. And don't underestimate the power of multitasking. Now, fangirling. Another episode will be dedicated to being a K-pop fangirl. The title would be Cheese in Your Bias List, as in she is in your bias list. And we're gonna talk about K-pop being a fangirl in general. And when most people go through that intense, hyper-obsessive phase of being a fangirl at the age of 16, yes, well, for some of us, it happens later. Much later. Like, you're pushing 30 and suddenly you're buying merch, staying up late to watch the live streams of your favorite idols, favorite bands, maybe from another time zone, and you're in a fan group chats with people half your age. There's no shame in that. I mean, Nothing says living your best life like screaming the lyrics to a band you just discovered last year, a group you just discovered recently, while your teenage nieces and nephews look at you like you've completely lost it. But again, there's no age in being a fangirl. And last but definitely not the least, the non-athlete runner. An episode with the title Cheese Smiles will talk about the life of a non-athlete runner. I have to talk about this because this is 1000% me. When people are like, oh, I've been running since high school, or I'm training for my 10th marathon, and you're just over here like, listen, I just started running last year and I'm just trying to not to die. I'm the kind of runner who calculates the exact distance where the reward of finishing means I can treat myself to pizza. Like, am I training for a race? Yes, definitely I am. Is that race against my own laziness? Absolutely. But there's also that side of me who sometimes get competitive, trying to break my own PR or trying to achieve longer distances. So those are the 3 full episodes that we would be talking about in my podcast. Now, before we wrap things up, a quick reminder to my fellow late bloomer fangirls, runners, and K-pop stans. New episodes of K-pop Miles and Life with Cheese will drop every other Sunday at 12 noon Philippine time. That's your perfect Sunday lunch listen, whether you're meal prepping, gearing up for a run, or diving down a K-pop rabbit hole. So mark your calendars, set those reminders, and make sure you tune in every other week. Don't forget to follow me on social media to keep up with all the fun in between episodes. You can find me on TikTok at CHSLYBNW_ for some behind the scenes, running fails, and K-pop fangirl moments that are way too real. And of course, the full episodes of our podcasts. And if you are on Instagram, hit me up at CHSLYBNW_ for updates, episode sneak peeks, and random little life musings. We're gonna dive deep into the world of K-pop obsessions that hit you in your late 20s, the struggle of becoming a runner when you've never been athletic in a day of your life, and the existential crisis that comes with realizing 30 is just around the corner. I'm Cheese, your host, your fellow fangirl, and your cardio companion, here to remind you that it's never too late to fangirl, to lace up, and to chase those dreams, even if you feel like you're kinda running out of time. Don't forget to say cheese!